Right, we're back. Part 4, the final chapter. This is kind of rock based, or that's not really true. And it's basically bits and bobs. There's a bit of krautrock, droney stuff, post rock in here. There's not many, so it will be a shorter video. But let's get into it. I finally picked up a copy of this. Richard Pinhas, Iceland. French electronic, dark, cold. What do I need to say about this? This is a UK pressing on Pulse Records. Yeah, I mean, I'm not need to talk about this. If you know who this is, if you know who Helden are, you know what this is. I don't need to speak about it. It's really nice. I mean, I feel like I put it on and I go, oh yeah, I know what this is. I know what it's doing. It's nice. It didn't blow me away. I think if I'd have picked this up earlier on when I'd sort of discovered a lot of this sort of stuff, it would have probably kind of, you know, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. There's some really nice passages and phases in it, but it is kind of what it is. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, it's definitely a keeper, and I really enjoy it. But I have, you know, I think his stuff, his Helden stuff, is better. I even think I've got I think 1 or 2 other solo records, and I think they are way more interesting. He just goes hard on the Iceland concept, I guess, and that's it all the way through. So that's that one. This one is going to be impossible for you guys to see on the camera, but this is an amazing long overdue reissue of Surface of the Earth. I think Dom at Seeking a Thread may have shown this record too. An absolutely wonderful, deep drone noise record out of New Zealand. This thing is impossible to find these days, an original pressing of it, even in New Zealand. I do have friends who have original and the lathe cut and originals of this, but yeah, this came out in 1995. It was recorded here in Wellington at Thistle Hall, which I've been to a few times. Yeah, you probably can't see this, but it's a really amazing, like thick card, beautiful package, sounds really amazing. Not something I'm going to put on all the time, but yeah, a really important slice of New Zealand noise music. If you like the Dead Sea as a touch, I'm not saying it's the Dead Sea or like it, but as a touching stone, you know, you'll probably be into that. Check it out, Surface of the Earth. It's still available to buy. I think it's definitely worth it. Okay, getting through these quite quick. So you all have probably seen that this record has been reissued. I have just finished reading the Mogwai, the Stuart Braithwaite book of Mogwai, his biography, Spaceships over Glasgow, right around the time of the reissues coming out. And I thought to myself, I really should get a copy of this record here. I do really like it. I've never had one. And I was digging around online, and someone actually locally was weirdly selling an original of this, and it was only $30 more than the reissue. And the reissue probably would sound better, but I couldn't help it, and I managed to grab an original UK pressing from 1999 on Chemikal Underground. Yeah, this is fantastic record. Definitely a lot more restrained and moodier than Young Team. There's a lot more longer restrained tracks, I guess I would say. It doesn't explode quite as much, but I think it's a masterpiece. It's a really fantastic record, and you know, it also is one of those things where when you're reading about how these records were made and listening to them, it really adds to your experience, you know. I do recommend the biography. I think it's a really interesting read. I didn't realize just how much they were party animals back in the day, Mogwai. I kind of always thought they were kind of like very serious, quiet Scottish dudes, but they really had a pretty crazy, drug-fueled, you know, lifestyle in the sort of first 5 years. I would have loved to have seen Mogwai in like the late 90s, early 2000s kind of thing. I think it'd be fantastic. Some squeaking going on outside. Anyway, last one. I did finally get a copy of the Can Monster movie. I've been collecting the, collecting, I hate that word. I've been purchasing the Spoon reissues that came out about 8 or 9 years after the original, because they're on Can Spoon label, and they all sound fantastic, and they're sort of like half the price of originals or early pressings. So yeah, really happy to get this. There's some fantastic tracks on here. You Do Right, obviously everyone knows that bass combination, that groove, and Father Cannot Yell. Yeah, there we go. So the only Can record that I really want that I'm still missing is Future Days, and I'm trying to get an early copy of that, or one that is on that same sort of Spoon reissue that I keep talking about. I'll get there. I'm not really stressed or rushed about it, but yeah, really happy to pick this up. It had been on my list for ages. I wanted to find one locally, and I did. So there we go. I don't need to talk about Can. I mean, everyone knows Can. Everyone loves Can, right? Absolutely fantastic band. Wonderful. So yeah, really happy to get this monster movie, The Can. There we go. We're all done. That's me up to date. Yeah, hopefully I'm looking forward to kind of making more videos in my new space. We'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye.